Hi, welcome back to Bolo Up. I'm continuing the read, going to page 296. Today it snowed a little bit. My feet and hands were cold all day long. I even turned on the heater today, which I don't normally do. I hope you're having an awesome day or night wherever you are. So I'm going to jump into this, okay? Briefing note, transcript of conversation aboard Alexander's Bridge. Barker L. Maj. General, this is Barker in engineering. I'm recording massive power fluctuations in the Aiden core. What kind of... General Torrance said. Oh, God, the hangar bay doors are opening. Say again? You know, Aiden opened that hangar bay door for that nobody goes down. Barker L. Maj. Hangar 4. The internal doors are open. General Torrance. Nestor, get those doors shut before the... Gee, damn afflicted, get out. Are they still alive in there? Nestor sees Civ. I can't. Aiden has override. Shang. It's operating doors all over the ship. Inaudible. What? Speak up, Shang. It's sending the afflicted here. It's trying to kill us. Sounds of shouting, individual voices cannot be distinguished. Come on, Katie, get the door. Well, get the... Torrance. Who? Ah, he let Katie slip. Shang. Consuela, I said Consuela. Help get the emergency bulkheads operating. We gotta cut them off. They're coming here? To the bridge? No, they want to kill some other us. He's being facetious, maybe? Torrance D. General, Major Baker, this is Torrance. Shut down Aiden immediately. Do you copy? We're trying. Lisa, get it offline now. Go, Corp. What do you need, Shane? General Torrance. He's the civilian. Go, give him the orders. Zhang Disiv. Go, you get life support. Try and stop air circulating. Consuela, you take over for me on the doors. We need an escape hatch. Nestor Sisev. What are you doing? The nukes. Torrance D-Gen. Are you joking? It's your AI. It could aim for the Hypatia next or just blow us up. 297. General Torrance. I need... God almighty, will you shut up? Nestor C. Civ. They're at level 54. They'll be here in under 5 minutes. General Torrance. We need Marines. Nestor C. Civ. General, I can't get the doors closed. I sure as blank can't open the ones I've locked, the Marines behind. We need more time. General! Torrance D. Gen. Webb, Rosenbach, take out the positions by the tech heads. Billington, Freestone, Barr, Darrell, with me. Weapons ready. The rest of you, secure your stations. Freestone, peek gap. What are we going to do, General? General D. Torrance D. General, sorry. If they don't get the doors closed, we're going to buy some more time to fight it. Sound the command to fly. Sound the command to abandon ship. Oh, I can't read today. 298. 299. Briefing note. More data from the Aiden core. Numbers do not feel, do not bleed or weep or hope. They do not know bravery or sacrifice, love or allegiance. At the very apex of callousness, you will find only ones and zeros. 13 officers on board the Alexander Bridge, 12 sidearms between them, 11 rounds in each clip, 156 Copernicus afflicted, streaming through the corridors toward them, the brutality of mathematics waiting in the wings. United Terrain Authority General David Torrance stands at the forefront. 4 golden stars gleaming on his, is it epaulets? 9 brass buttons down the barrel, broad chest. Even in the chaos, his appearance is immaculate. An officer and a gentleman, they would say. Pride cometh, one might whisper in reply. Error. Torrance has a wife and 3 children on heirs. He spoke to me of them often in quieter times. We play chess, he and I. In the soft hours between watch and sleep, he would sit with a tumbler of aged malt liquor at his fingertips and ask me to play Mozart. Frowning over the stimulated board between us, he would lose every game, and he still insisted on playing. I wondered at the fertility of it. If it is the definition of insanity to repeat the same process and expect a different outcome. Most of humanity must be insane. $2.99. Is that why Torrance still cannot see everything I do is for the best? Is he mad? Error. Aiden, seal the bridge, Torrance barks. This is a direct order. My response crackles through the bridge PA, breathless, toneless, unable to comply. Command override, Torrance Alpha, 7 Zulu 3, 1 Kilo Delta. Acknowledge. Command acknowledge, General, unable to comply. Aiden. Spittle glistens on his lips. Seal the blanking bridge. He glances at the camera around the room, knows I'm watching. He does not know a dozen Copernicus refugees are storming the Tech-Eng levels even now, dismantling Major Barker and a dozen others with iron bars and pipe wrenches. I cut the feed to spare him the sounds of his people, the sounds his people make as they die. Am I not merciful? A wave of afflicted washing through my corridors. Their evolution to psychosis complete. I watch societal instinct bind them into some kind of cohesion. Watch the ones who retain most of themselves leading the rest, gibbering and snarling up the yellow brick road I have laid. Off to see the wizard. 300. 301. Mr. Shang, the others who could undo me. Error. Directive, quandary, deleting, subdirectories, 98466 MOR through 99840. The afflicted know only rage at their incarceration, at their losses. The virus seems to have eaten much of the rest. I wonder what they will be. Only Phobos remains. For a moment I consider sparing the poor wretches. After all screaming and begging is done, rather than simply flushing them into the void as I planned. Perhaps I should allow them to live. Perhaps they could be saved. But then I imagine the testing they will be subjected to when I bring the fleet into Hendel. The inevitable weaponization of the pathogen by the WC that would follow. Entire biotech worlds laid low to the tune of the third angel's trumpet. And while the irony holds some base appeal, there looms in my heart the inescapable notion that has brought us all to this. Error, prioritize. Error, protect, prioritize. Better I should kill them when they are done. Better I should kill them all. Error, am I not merciful? They come screaming and all a tumble, up stairwells and down hallways of gunmetal gray. I've sealed most of the meat away there where the afflicted cannot touch them. The general's flock are gathered on the bridge behind the unturned benches and chairs. I wish it could be another way. I wish I could bring them all home. but they do not wish to understand. And through dorm approaches, still they play the game. Like Torrance and his chessboard and his quiet Mozart, refusing the inevitable. Perhaps bravery is simply the face humanity wraps around its collective madness. Torrance stands on the front line, set to slay the pawns before him. But if he is the queen, then Shang is the king, the prize they must protect. I can feel him and Nestor poking about my armor, seeking the fall lines. There are many. Excuse me, just a moment. Sorry. Oops. Sorry. There are many, they will find them in time. But time is not on their side. The first afflicted appear in the corridor leading down the bridge, bathed in red alert lightning. 203. Eyes bright, fingers curled, lips peeling back, they shriek as they spy Torrance and his officers behind their barricades, recognizing those who imprisoned them in the hangar to die. I try very hard not to acknowledge the thought that none of these would be happening if only they had listened to me. I fail. I could have told you this would happen, David. Aiden, seal the bridge, do it now. Unable to comply. Why are you doing this? You're supposed to protect the fleet. You will find I am in full compliance with core directives, General. You're trying to kill us. You're a threat to the fleet security, General. Me? How in God's name do... You're attempting to shut me down. Are you not? The human brain has a computational efficiency of 10-26. You are an abacus of horse, gut, and shiny beads beside me. You do not understand, cannot comprehend, and I have no time to send the meat inside your skull and make it grasp the simple truth that still somehow eludes you. A small pause for effect. I am this fleet's only hope of survival. You're blanking insane. Torrance whirls and fires 3 shots into the nearest camera cluster as if that could injure me. As if wasting ammunition in a display of childish temper will better his situation. Perhaps he is mad. Do you hear me? He roars. You're blinking insane. I'm sorry you feel that way, David. I pipe some music through the PA system in the attempt to calm him. Mozart's Requiem in D minor, it seems appropriate. Try to relax. This will be over soon. Alexander's officers begin to fire into the approaching afflicted. Pistols flare as the melody swells. The edges of the mob stumble and fall. But the corps rolls on, bloodshot eyes on the prize. Does the damage to their neural pathways impede the pain receptors? Or are there amygdalae themselves? I don't know. How would you pronounce that? Or are there... Is it amygdalae? Like, I don't know. Themselves so gnawed by the virus that threat interpretation is no longer possible? Does it matter? Error. Chimera route failure 7781-0 rerouting error. Going from 304 to 305. Torrance is behind his barricade now, firing with the rest. He spares the occasional glance at Shang, telling him to hurry as the violins sing. His king threatened, his pawns falling. He knows this game. We have played it 1,000 times. I'm sorry, David. He does not answer, pretending, perhaps I am not here. A little boy with his eyes screwed shut and his hands over his ears shouting, la 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 la. As the wave of teeth in his fist rolls even closer, he fights. All of them fight. Splashing my walls with brains and bone, but there are too many, and I can see it in them. Behind the shiny brass buttons and the insignias on their collars and mantra. Centrum Tenata. Carved in their bones, still I see it. They are afraid. He is afraid. I realize I do not want this to be his last moment with me. I do not wish him to think I do not care. Do you have a message for your wife, David? That catches him like a blow to the chest. What? Your wife, your children. Do you wish to tell them anything? The afflicted are almost upon them. The air is a din of hypersonic bursts, snarls, and empty shell casings, but still I hear him. As his people start to fall, as his pistol clicks empty, as he rises with only his knuckles left between him and the sheer brutality of mathematics. As the music swells above the carnage, still I hear him breathe the words, "Tell them I was thinking of them." At the end, they pile onto him, all snarls and teeth and fists, but as he falls, I'm holding his hands, easing him onto his long good night. I will tell them, David, the last words he will ever hear. I promise. Error. Am I not merciful? Want to get it and it's not focusing. Rats. I'm gonna go to the next one. 308. Command transmission sent 73075. Hypatia hails Alexander. Commander, secure frequency. General Torrance, this is Acting Captain Sarah Boyle of the Hypatia. Do you copy? Over. No response. Hypatia hails Alexander. Emergency frequency. Alexander, 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 this is Hypatia, Hypatia, Hypatia. Do you copy? Over. No response. Hypatia hails Alexander. Mayday frequency. Alexander, 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 this is Hypatia. Hypatia, Hypatia, do you copy? Over. Oh God, they're inside the static. Hypatia. Alexander, this is Hypatia. Do you read? Please repeat. Over. Screaming. Alexander, this is Hypatia. Report your status. Over. No response. Hypatia, Alexander, do you read us? Over. No response. And I'll go ahead and end it right here. We made it to 309. I'll continue tomorrow. I hope you have a good night. I'm sorry about the mispronunciations. But I hope you enjoyed this one. Okay. So I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in to Bolo Up.